Okay. Hello, everyone. Are we doing good? All right. Thank you so much for joining in. Without further ado, I would like us to commence the class. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining in once again. And today, or this afternoon, we are going to be talking about personal development for Agritech professionals and agripreneurs. So, what we want to achieve with this class is to share with us, some of some some ideas and what you need to know, what you need to put in place, what you need to have, some like a mindset engineering, if I would say. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing on this call. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing on this call. Yeah, and we have our speaker on the call. I'll quickly read his bio, and we can be able to have him on stage. Okay. Uh, okay. So let me just read. Okay, so I'll read his bio and we'll take it from there. Thank you. So, Farmer Samson Ubuli is a biochemist turned agricultural innovator, passionate about transforming food production to combat hunger and empower communities. As a founder of Solis Farm Lab, he leads a revolution in sustainable agriculture, leveraging precision farming and AI driven systems to cultivate vegetable, herbs, and spices with climate smart soilless techniques. These innovations reduce water use, enable year-round harvest, and ensure resilient food systems. Since 2020, Solis Farm Lab has scaled to over 800 greenhouses across 36 hectares, supported by a 23,000 tons processing facility producing certified crops for global markets. Samson has also trained thousands of farmers through the Work and Learn program, equipping them with modern agribusiness skills recognized by CNN, BBC, and TED. It champions agriculture as a cornerstone of economic growth and environmental sustainability. He is available for consulting, speaking, and partnership in solid farming, AI irrigation, and sustainable agribusiness. And it is my honor to welcome our speaker today. He would be represented by a very great person, and so I'm going to be bringing on the stage, as we go into the section today. Hi, Kenny.
Hi, Mr. Femi. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining in and uh, coming to share. So we're looking forward to sort of hearing from you. And so we have our participants across African countries who are passionate young agri-tech innovators and enthusiasts, uh, building their capacity to to contribute meaningfully to the food system and uh, remain relevant with digital skills as we are in the digital age. And so today's class is to share the right mindset, knowledge, something beyond the technical, if possible. We've been talking about drones, AI, and all this. So, yeah, something of soft skills, knowledge, things that they need to know. It's quite important. So I would leave the floor to you. to take it over from here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. It's such a good pleasure to be here. And to everyone listening as well, good day to you, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your current location. And I actually would say that I commend your dedication and your commitment to learning because it takes that level of effort and intentionality to want to learn, to even want to be a part of this particular movement. And indeed, it's such a great one. And of course, I know Mr. Femi knows already that he's building something phenomenal, and it's something that everyone should be a part of, definitely. So, once again, such a good time and such a good pleasure to be here. Okay, so having to dive into our conversation, please can I get to ask, is it possible I get to see chats from people joining so that it makes it quite interactive and I want to be sure that we're
Yes.
still together?
If you yes, if you look at the right side of the page, you will see comment. Aside from the private chat, you will see comment. If you could
Correct.
check that, we have yeah. So um, there is any comment that is
For that.
interesting, you'd like to bring
Please,
on board. For example, can
Mr.
you hear me? Yeah.
Femi, please confirm you can.
Okay. Your network.
Hello, Mr. Femi, please can you still hear me? Please confirm that you can
Yes.
hear me because I
Yeah.
notice my network is really
Yeah.
unstable
Affirmative
internet
now. We can hear you
connection.
now. Yeah, we can hear you now. But it's a bit wobbly. We can proceed. We
Oh,
can
yes.
proceed.
Please, can you hear me now? Because I can't
Yeah.
actually see that my network is fluctuating from my head.
Yes, it's better now. It's better now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Oh my. We just lost today is it's been really great. So guys, please bear with us. I believe she'll be back. Um, and please put in your question. Today is supposed to be, I mean, this section is supposed to be interactive. Please do well to, make comment, ask questions. Yeah, I will be right here, to put your questions up on the screen for um, our speaker, to address them, to comment on them. Yeah, I think that would be great. So let's have you engaging while we wait for Adekemi to be back. So yeah. Yeah, network be nice. Please be nice. Thank you, Esther. Okay. Okay, Kemi. Yeah, I can see you're back in the room. Nice. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk. It's nice because it's really
Okay.
a lot. So sorry, please. All right. Thank you. All right. So once again, thank you and apologies for that. And I hope you don't have to go through it again. All right. So let's dive
Oh.
in, and I would love to start with a particular post.
Okay, yeah. I are we good now? Tell me.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
good.
we're
Yeah, it's great. It's great now. So you can use the comments by the left, by the right side of the screen.
Oh, yes, yes, I can.
Good, good. All right, all right. So I will just leave you to so you can continue. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks so much for the patience, guys. All right, so let's get it going.
All right, thank you. I think I can even see that people are already vibing to the music. Wow, that's such a good one.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
thank you, Robin Solomon. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's dive into why we're here this afternoon. And it's such a good one, and it will definitely be a good conversation as well. And basically, I wanted to start with a particular quote that I love so much, and the quote is actually by Braden Burchard. It speaks to the fact that why are you so endowed with a courageous mind, a courageous strength, having been destined for greatness, I'm paraphrasing now, and being endowed with a courageous mind, with a courageous strength, you get to still act like a mice. Yes, and I'm actually going somewhere with that, and I want you to follow through. And the major reason why I'm starting off on this note is thank you. Good evening, Scarlett. Good evening, Anita, Patrick. Good evening, everyone. So, speaking to the reason why I'm starting out with this quote is because I know we are going to be having conversation around personal development. And sometimes what determines how far you can go or how far you can build something is actually open to what you can see, how far you can see, and even how far that you know. Do you see that? And that's why I needed to bring up that particular quote because that quote speaks to having the strength of a lion, having the strength, having the boldness of a lion, but still having to behave like a mice, still having to not do things in alignment with your core. Do we see that? Yes, the network is okay now. Thank you. So personal development class. I know we are Agritech professionals and agripreneurs definitely on this call this evening, this afternoon, depending on where you're joining from. And we need to have that conversation to say that what do I need to do and how do I position myself to ensure that I move from a point A to point B. And I would be speaking to us because I want to use this particular acronym and I want us to follow it. The acronym GROW, GROW, GROW. So the G would actually be gaining self-awareness. That's what I want to start with. We're going to be having a conversation with the acronym GROW. And the G is gaining self-awareness. And self-awareness is actually what we call the foundational step to even you having to have emotional intelligence. Because you need to know yourself. You need to be aware of your blind spot. You need to also be aware of your strength. And I always say this that if you get to know your strength, you can amplify it, play to your strength. Then, when you know your weakness as well, you can let your strength complement your weakness. Yes, because the major reason why you have your strength and your weakness, just like you run a SWOT analysis on a business, it is majorly because of the other OT in SWOT analysis. Let's take it back to business a bit, don't mind me, I'm a business coach. So let's take it to SWOT analysis. The S stands for your strength, the W stands for your weakness, the O stands for your opportunities, and the T stands for the threat. Beautiful. And the strength now is what makes it easier for you to leverage opportunities. And the weakness is what makes your eyes open to what could come up as threats. Because that's why they are together. And that's why they are all hand in hand. Not because one would actually have to be your advantage and the other the disadvantage, but you need the knowledge of both to play safe. And that's exactly what we need to talk about as well if you want to talk about personal development. So it's a saying of having to run a SWOT analysis on yourself to say what is my strength or what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are the opportunities that are embedded following through my strengths, what are the threats I need to look out for because of the weaknesses that I've actually spotted. Are we still together? Yes. And okay, let's give it a particular scenario now. Let's say I know we have beautiful names on the call. I would have loved to know what we do so that it's easier for me to, give us a very good scenario to that. And I also want us to have an interactive session. So please feel free to put in your comments, your contributions, your questions as well. Do we get it? So speaking to gaining self-awareness now, we want to talk about your strength. I want to ask everybody on this call, what are the things that you know that are your core strengths as you're on this call, that you are aware of, that you do effortlessly, that if you're probably been told to say, wake up right here, we have this for you, you know you will play to it so well and you will deliver excellently well. And what are the things that you can see as your blind spot? Even if you don't want to share that, you could actually work with the strength. Oh, Anita, no slide. Yes. So I want to get our feedback on that. What are the things that you've been able to highlight? Amarachi, you're a crop scientist, beautiful. Yes, I know we have professionals on the call. That's a good one. And I've been told that we should move from our technical conversation to something that would make it more relatable. And it speaks to even how we deliver our technical abilities. Yes. So let me get to hear from her. So what are the strengths that you've been able to get from yourself? You've been able to observe over the years. It could take you years of experimenting to really know that, yes, these are the things I'm really good at. These are the things that I do effortlessly. Fine, these are the things that I'm able to deliver on. These are the things that I'm still work in progress on. I want to get a feedback from us. Anita says, I'm a very fast learner. That's beautiful. As you answered that, that actually speaks to a particular disc. I don't know if anybody here on this call have taken this assessment. It is called a disc assessment. The disc actually speaks to your core strength. We have what we call the Gallup Strengths Finders as well. So these are courses that you could take. Let me share that as resources. And probably after the call, I could also share the link to those particular. Oh, you're a core member, a crop scientist, Esther Olushe. That's beautiful. Good to hear that. Animal scientist. Okay, so what everybody's having the scientist. Okay, that's a good one. That's a very good one. You're a very curious person. I love that. You're a very curious person. Elizabeth says, I'm a farmer. I have good strength for strategy building and implementation. That's beautiful. So beautiful. I'm good with teamwork, especially leading one. Okay, I'm an agricultural engineer. This is beautiful. I love it. I love it. So I love the fact that these are the things we've been able to highlight. These are the things that speaks to the core of what we can do and what we are even currently doing. So now I want us to also where you are, because this is going to be a class that gets you to reflect. What are the things or what are the opportunities that you've been able to unearth because of your strength? I want you to pay attention to that because sometimes you need to pay attention to pattern of what has been happening to you so that it helps you channel your life in a particular direction. Scarlett Michael says, my strength is that I can do a lot of things because I learn quickly. My weakness is procrastination. Well, uh, I enjoy leading people. That's so beautiful, Anita. For Scarlett, when it comes to having to say you procrastinate, I always tell people that we all procrastinate. Procrastination is something that we all do. Because this is what I want you to know. Whenever you get to say yes to something, you're definitely saying no to something else. Do you say? So procrastination for me, I've been able to ensure that that particular word doesn't seem like what is not good, what I can't keep up with. However, what I get to check in with is what are the things I say yes to and what are the things I say no to. Do you get it? And that's one thing I want you to pay attention to for Michael. As Michael's. I want you to check that out because if you get to learn faster and you have a strength in having to do things, ensuring that you see through on a process, get to commit yourself to a course and you finish it well, that's a very good skill there. So procrastination is not your weakness, not at all. I want you to help you reframe it. However, what you need to pay attention to now would be what are the things I consistently say yes to? What are the things that I say no to? The things that I say yes to, do they align with what I am building or what I intend to build? Do you see? So the weakness will not necessarily be procrastination, but your ability to check and sieve what you are saying yes to. Just like there's a way you use sieve to check out the shaft, check out the dirt you don't need because the core materials or the core content that you need, you want it to stay. Do you see that? So please, I love that you're saying that. Hope says I'm an environmental biologist and I love farming. I love new things that will add value to my life and the people around me. Yes, I love that. My weakness is not taking things too seriously. Okay, so this is really driving into a coaching session because as you're giving me your feedback, I really want to speak to what you're doing particularly. And for Anita, one thing that could guide on that would be your ability to have what I call a vision of the end. And this is applicable to everybody on the call. Yes, because most times I'm happy you're on the call today because you're part of the Precision Agriculture Incubation Program. Yes, I also believe that it is something that you envision how the end would look like before you committed or you decided to say, I want to start it in the first place. And that's one thing that becomes a fuel that keeps you on a journey. Because this is the truth. You've you're starting a course right now. I can see cohort one here, if I'm saying correctly. But the concern is your ability to say yes to this particular thing at this phase of your life shows that you've been able to envision something that you know that is tangible, something that is beautiful, something that is valuable, that it would add to your life. And because of the vision that you have, the vision of that end, that is what is ensuring that you are committed and even ensuring that you are staying on this core. Do we see that? So that is something that would actually happen even as you're gaining self-awareness. Because self-awareness is something that makes you say, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are the opportunities embedded in it, what are the threats to look out for. That's why I'm speaking to things that we could look out for that might seem as threat, that might not necessarily be as well. Because if you're saying you don't take things too seriously, the question will be whenever you get to commonize a thing, what comes to you at that moment? Is it because you lack the ability to envision what does it look like if I stay through to this thing? What would the end look like? Because most times, what keeps us committed, what keeps us stay committed to a particular cause is the vision of the end. It happens to everybody. You might not just know that's what you've been doing. The reason why you would stay in school, because yeah, the course is boring, the lecturer is boring, reading the course is bulky, nothing seems to work. In fact, going to class, you probably get to sleep off. The reason you still keep showing up is because you can see your graduation day and you can see what it will look like, how beautiful it will be for you, for your parents, for your loved ones. So, because of the vision of the end that you have, you will stay through on that course. I don't know if that is already speaking to someone. And that is exactly the same thing I want you to bring to this particular program that you are in. Because you need to have the vision of the end. The vision of the end is what keeps you on track. Beyond how you feel, because trust me, there are days you would not feel like showing up. It happens. At the end of days, probably you don't feel like going to work. There are days your body will tell you, no, this is how I feel. And your brain will work in alignment with the feeling. You have to now train it to say, no, I don't want to do this. I'm not working based on what I feel because we also know that our feelings are fickle. They change with time. Do we say that? So I love the fact that we're actually paying attention to things that matters and having to highlight our strength and our weakness. Anita says, I just have short attention span and I lose interest easily. I understand this. Perfect. I love it. Yeah, when you have short attention span, it's not necessarily a problem. It is something that works to you because normally we assimilate differently. In neuroscience, that's another conversation on its own. You could actually have a conversation on how much it takes for your brain to consume a particular subject matter in a time. For some persons, it could be faster than the other. It's fine. And even how much you train your brain to adjust to that particular speed can also affect. So I love it, and I have your weakness is procrastination. Vera, I hope you've been able to use what I said earlier to define the fact that procrastination is not just about you saying no to things. Procrastination means when you say no to something, you're saying yes to something else. When you say no to the actions of getting something done, you are saying yes to the inaction of being laid back. That's it. So necessarily, I wouldn't want you to say your weakness is procrastination. It could be your inability to know things of higher priority and stay through to it because you get easily distracted. But procrastination in itself is something you practice because once you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Do we see that? So thank you. So now, having checked through based on the strengths we've highlighted and even the weaknesses that we've highlighted, and we've been able to, clarify some of them, I want you to take a time to pay attention to what are the opportunities that are embedded in it for me. Because yeah, we're speaking to strengths that you can hone, the strength that you can modulate, and also the strength that you can get to work on and ensure that you gain mastery. Because I know someone on the call talked about ability to be creative and critical thinking. Do you see that? Someone speaks to the fact that I use words to impart knowledge and change people's mindset. You're an educator, you have to be, because if you use words to impart knowledge and change people's mindset, that's a good one already. Yes. And you're currently on that path because you need to instill knowledge, you need to impact and nurture. Yes. So this is a good one. Okay. All right. So now we've been able to talk about gaining self-awareness. And I love the fact that everyone on this call have been able to itemize one thing or the other to me that it seems like something they've been able to pick out to say these are the things I'm actually good at. These are the things that I think I need to improve on. And so far as well, we've been able to have a way to reframe them and see the things that we could actually improve on, which is so beautiful. Okay, so having talked about gaining self awareness, the next one, which is the R, remember we are speaking with the acronym GROW, and the G is your gaining self awareness, and the R is actually you reinventing with new skills. Reinventing with new skills. And basically, I even started out tweaking to this when I needed to start clarifying that it's not just about having to say, these are the things I say no to, these are the things I say yes to, because she would actually agree with me that we are currently living in a world that I love to call VUCA. The V means volatile, the U means uncertain, the C means complex, and the A means ambiguous. That's it, VUCA. It is actually a word that is not like the way we were actually born into it. My coach would say, Cindy Trim would say that we are living in a world that we were not born into. So it speaks to the fact that things are evolving, yes. And that is why we are having what we call a drone in agri. That's why we're having precision agriculture in the first place. Because taking it back to the root of what agriculture used to look like, especially when we were taught agriculture in school, it wasn't actually like that. Okay, Michael, one of the benefits of it is becoming extremely active last minute. Do we really want to go into that particular one when we talk about becoming extremely active last minute? I think that would be part of our extra bonus session. The vocal is actually VUCA, VUCA, not vocal, vocal, not vocal. VUCA. The V is volatile, the U is uncertain, the C complex, and the A ambiguous. It is not vocal, it is vocal. VUCA. Esther says, what's the R? The R is reinventing in new skills. Reinventing in new skills. And that was why we needed to speak to the, yes, thank you. That was why we needed to speak to the world we live in, which is vocal, because things are changing, things are evolving. And I was speaking to the fact that the reason why we have what we call precision agriculture is because there is actually an evolving. The agriculture we were taught, for those that probably are currently in this country and you're a very good beneficiary of the you will understand what I'm speaking to. Because agriculture at that moment speaks to something you don't even want to identify with. I mean, I went for a conference some weeks back and they were showcasing each sector. Yeah. And when it was time for Hagrid, the picture that popped up on the screen was a very good old man smiling at everybody with all across his shoulder, not putting on. You know the way you see these pictures in textbooks that makes it look like a very old, let's say, a man in his 60s as a farmer with his hoe and cutlass. Do you see? And that speaks to the fact that that is what they could still envision with them for Hagrid. But we know that presently the narrative is changing. We are changing the trajectory already. Agriculture is actually not speaking. The C is complex, complex. Yes, the C is complex, Michaels. The C is complex. And because we are inventing in new skills. That is why we are even on this call this afternoon. That is why we have what we now call the Precision Field Academy. Do we get it? But beyond that, having to speak to it from that angle, I want to speak to it from what speaks to your specific strength: volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. I want you to also see it in a way that redefines what you know about yourself, or redefine how you can grow into who you should become or who you are becoming. Do you see that? And that's the R. That's what I want us to do. Reinvention. Because yeah, there is a saying that when you are being born, there is a way you live your life, probably because of the environment you were nurtured, because of the people you were exposed to, yeah, the kind of school you went to. And after a while, you realize that if you really want to become a person that could actually carry out a particular thing or get to do a particular task or embark on a particular assignment, you will need to learn. That is when we even started the conversation around unlearn, relearn, and learn, because we understand that there is a need for reinvention. There is a need to have to undo what has been done. Let me put it that way. Did you see? So that means there are things that you will need to check through with yourself. Remember, we're actually having this conversation in alignment with personal development. And you would have to highlight to say, I think I've been doing this, I've been settling with this a lot, and I need to work on it. And I want you to actually do that with yourself wherever you are right now. If you want to share, it's fine. We could share and even, discuss about it and have a way to reframe it together and see possible solution that we can bring in. But I want you to do that for yourself. What are the new attitude, not new already, what are the new attitude here that you need to now bring in to say that I have actually been nurturing this habit for a long time and I realize it is not going to be responsible or it is not going to be favorable for what I want to become or for what I envision for myself, that you now know that could serve as your threat. What are those things? So that you can reinvent them, so that you can reinstall. There's a word, you may need to put it in a technical term like that. Okay, Ramatla, wow, let me understand the question. Are you speaking in respect to this class or in respect to a business class generally? Well, if I really want to speak to what you just dropped, how to start farming from scratch, how to market, how to connect and not make losses, the main problem that is bothering everyone. Well, that statement seems not so, what's the right word to use now? Yeah, but the reason is because you can't speak on behalf of everybody, except you've been given that level of permission, or let me put it in a way that doesn't look like a technical term now. So let me see use it as permission. Because when you're saying starting farming from scratch, we would have to talk about the aspect of farming that you want, and the aspect of farming determines the kind of market. Because what you want to sell determines your target audience, right? Do you see? So that's a different conversation on its own, Ramat Lawal. So I want us to do that within ourselves, and I really want to get our feedback on that. So, what are the things you need to reinvent based on what you've seen about yourself that you know that might actually affect what you are building or what you want to build or what you're currently doing? Because let me also tell you this: yes, you are doing business or you want to do business. I hope you believe that your level, or let me say that your strength and your weakness will be amplified with your business. Yes, if you're a person that lacks consistency, we would see it in how you run your business. So your business will be a reflection of your core personality. And that is why the conversation of personal development is important. And you don't trivialize it to seem like, I don't want to hear it, I want to do business and make money. Yeah, you want to. But if you're the one leading a business or leading an initiative, everything you do would actually be a reflection of your core person, either you want it to show or not. Thank you. Elizabeth says so true. That's the truth. And that's why you cannot leave out the part of you developing yourself, even as a business owner, because you know that everything, that's why John Maxwell will say that everything rises and falls on leadership. The leadership there is not a terminology just to say leadership. It talks about people because people are leaders. Yes. When you talk about leadership, you're talking about people in some specific position being delegated to say, take out this particular action, or please execute this particular task. That's leadership. Do we see that? So let me get to hear from us. What are the skills we want to reinvent? What are the habits we need to work on? I think I need to reinvent his audacity. I love this. I really love it. I was actually sharing with a friend yesterday. It was more like a friend hangout, and we were having a conversation. And there was something that I actually took out from it. So we actually saw a lion in the zoo. And there is this thing we always believe here. I'm a believer, we're a believer on the call. We know that a righteous man is as bold as a lion. And sometimes we get it so much like, yes, I'm bold as a lion, that it takes you to have to sit up and check through to ask yourself, am I really as bold as a lion? And this is why I say that. And thank you for bringing up the word audacity. Because we were there, and some persons were trying to get the lion to react. They're trying to do some funny, funny stuff around it. And it kept looking at everybody. It didn't move. It didn't do anything. It didn't even budge to any of the drawings and trying to get the attention. And by the time it was ready to really stand up and roar, it did, and all of us knew it. We felt it. We felt it. And that actually spoke something to me. Beyond the fact that looking at the lion do all of that, that speaks to your disposition as a person, disposition as a business owner. Because sometimes it's easier for you to get so lost in the noise, so lost with the crowd, so lost to it what is going on, that you would miss out on your true authentic person. You will miss out on being authentic and genuine. Because when we talk about being bold as a lion, which you are referring to as the audacity, being audacious is not having to be loud necessarily. It's not even having to be, what's the word? Be loud, to be rude, to be everywhere. No, it's having to be yourself and being in that state of rest, even if there is chaos everywhere. That's what being audacious means. That you can get to be who you want to be or who you choose to be, irrespective of what is happening around you. I always love to say that if it's me standing alone on what is right, can you still stand alone without having to mind the voices around you? Do we get that? Somebody said mine is intentional networking and leadership. Is that something you want to reinvent? And yeah, perfect. And you're on the right place already, because being a part of this community right now is an avenue for you to leverage that. How do you leverage it in intentional connecting? Reach out to people. If you have a community where everybody gets to talk, message people. This is what I do. This is my name. Can I get to meet you? Yes, that's how you're being intentional with networking. For leadership, I would say volunteer. If you're probably saying, oh, we need someone to be the leader to do this or that, please take it up. Because that's how you hone your skills. Leadership is not in the position or the title, like we say, but it's in your functionality. Yes, how reliable, dependable you can be, and how you can duly execute a task. So I love that, Adebola. Vera says, mine is risk taking. I'm always scared of loss and how to get customers to patronize me. All right, so I would have loved to recommend this book to you. The title of the book is How to Fail. I read the book some months ago and I love it. In fact, the woman that wrote the book took us on a journey of how to fail on every aspect of your life. He wrote it because many a times when you listen to people that seems like who you look up to, not all of them, some of them might speak to you in a way that makes you believe they had it all smooth and they never had moments where they were scared. Trust me, if you listen to anybody that you look up to, including yourself, you will definitely have to get things done, not because they are comfortable or because you are comfortable getting it done at that point. It's because you're ready to risk it and get it done irrespective. Do you see that? And one thing that I also know that could actually help risk taking is visionary thinking. That's one thing I always tell. If you have an inability, probably you cannot take risk. Are you a visionary? Because this is what I mean with it. When you see a visionary, what makes a person a visionary is their ability to see what others are not seeing. And that on its own is a risk. For free, I'm telling you, that on its own is a risk. Beautiful Mr. Femi is on the call. You will definitely hear from him. You get to ask him those thought provoking questions to bring that depth from him. He would share with you that having to go on this journey was actually a risk. And that is the truth. And visionary thinking is what will keep you on the path because you would get to see possibilities even when it is not yet tangible. And that's one thing that you would also need even if you need to run a business. You said how to get customers to patronize you. So let me also speak to this. What you believe would actually impact on your action. And your belief system has an aura that if I come close to you, I can perceive it. Yes. So if I know that you are scared of doing what you're doing as a business, or you're scared of even selling your product, you will not be able to persuade me to buy from you. So because of the ability that you project in terms of being scared, in terms of you don't want to lose it, you will eventually not even have it at all. Yes. And that's one thing I really want you to work on, Vera. I want you to, if you get resources, get books, and listen to people that have actually followed through that route where you're about to go through, that they are currently doing it and they're doing it well. Check their stories. Most times, we are so keen on hearing people's results that we don't want to follow through their process. And because we don't follow through process, we miss out on what really makes them who they are. And that could actually help you follow through with processes with people that looks like the success you envision. Do you see that? Someone, Anita says, I'm turning my weakness into strength by trying to stay committed to long-term tasks and goals, just like this program. Would have stopped or abandoned it halfway, but I try to show up every day. That's good. I love it. And also, you would agree with me that what is also keeping you to show up every day is the vision of the end that you have. You know what it will look like if you stay consistent. You know the values you are getting, and you know how much valuable you would also become as a person. You know, it's actually in two ways. Right now, you're in the program, you're getting value. Mr. Femi is pouring everything into you to ensure that you become a valuable person. So that even when you're out of the program, you standing on your own, you can give out value because of the abundance of what you have received. So that's a very good one. Thank you. First, I need less game and more time. Secondly, I need to invest more time practicing what I'm good at or learning. Lastly, I need more confidence and control of my choices. Yes, this is very good. To invest more time practicing what I'm good at or learning. Yes, you should definitely do that. And you could leverage volunteering for that as well. I love it. And I would really say that I appreciate the fact that we're making this class interactive. And it's easier also for me to speak to what we need specifically and not just come to deliver a talk. Do you see that? So this is good. And it says, Anita, you are not alone. Do you see? You just found an accountability partner like that, Anita. Yes, that could also work. You could leverage accountability. Yes, I actually do that for visionaries as the accountability coach, and I know what it means to have someone make you stay accountable because you don't know how much you can get to accomplish until you have someone that keeps you in check and keeps you aligned. So that's good. So you have an accountability partner already. That's a good one. Adekoya Anointing says, mine is lack of self belief and international connection. Well, so this is it. For Adekoya Anointing, thank you so much for sharing this. And I love what you spoke about self belief. And I would let you know that it is not necessarily self belief. You believe something. That is why you believe you cannot do it. The fact that you believe you cannot do it is already a belief system. Mhm. So it's not necessarily lack of self belief, it is the inability to really have an accurate belief of who you are. That's it. It is in knowing who you are accurately. Because you can know who you are negatively. I would love to put up a story that actually you're probably familiar with for the Christians on the call that speaks to when the Israelites needed to check through their promised land. And you know, Caleb and the other guy came back, and the other ones came back and they were saying, "Ah, we cannot go, these people are giants. I mean, we are like grasshopper in their sight." The funnest thing is they never had conversation with those people. And now speaking to you saying lack of self-belief is as good as speaking to the fact that what you believe about yourself, how did you come about it? What is responsible for what you believe? Because I always tell people we are all believers. That's the truth. When I mean believers, I'm not even speaking necessarily to what you get to do in terms of your faith. I'm speaking to necessarily to what you believe completely about yourself, irrespective of your faith right now. You're all believers because you believe something about yourself, and that is what is responsible for the action you're taking and also responsible for your inactions. Perfect. So your belief system is responsible both for your actions and your inactions. It's because you know you are good enough, you would actually show up. Because you know that you are not good enough, but if you keep showing up, you will become good. You will still show up. Do you see the difference? But all we see is people are showing up on the call, just like we are all on the call this afternoon. If I get to ask everybody, why are you still in this program and you've not dropped out in someone's voice, right? You will realize that everybody will speak to different things. That speaks to different belief system. I'm actually here because of this, I'm actually here because of that. And that's what I really want you to pay attention to. What is responsible for what you believe and exactly what do you believe? What do you believe? You need to write it out. Yes, there is actually one thing I always tell visionaries that I get to work with. We always have what we call a clarify you. It's a workbook where you get to sit and really clarify who you are, why you do what you are doing. Because sometimes you could be thinking you are getting to do everything you're doing because of, yes, I'm doing it well. Sometimes it could even be fueled from a wrong perception, from a wrong perspective. For instance, permit me to use this. We know that we are currently in this part of the world, which means that we actually have success being defined in a different way, or let's say success have different meaning based on different people and their belief system or their culture or their environment. And this is what I mean. Sometimes you don't even know that what is fueling your saying I don't want to give up, I want to keep doing it, is because you believe that somebody somewhere is actually waiting for you to mess up. So you want to use your results to prove a point to them that eventually I didn't give up. I genuinely get that. This is what I'm speaking to. You know, that speaks to that part of you that wants you to make sure that you succeed because you think you have some people that you need to prove a point to. Yeah, that's the word. And it is when you begin to clarify who you are, what you do, why you do what you do, the core values you stand for, the values that guide your life. That's when you will realize that I hope I'm not having some unresolved issues or identity crisis that would actually hinder me into growing into something bigger. Because if you're talking about personal development, trust me, these are the conversations that you will need to have. Because you will need to really know who you are, your identity. It has to be resolved because probably you've been coming from a place of pain, from a place of a bit of trauma, drama as well. You know, we have trauma, we have drama. They are not the same. Do you get it? And it actually would not have to be your ability to sit back and audit your belief, to say, what do I believe about myself and why do I believe it? So that will help you have a moment to audit you, not even your business now, you as a person, you as a personality. So please do that. Yeah, thank you. Getting to read our feedback, and that is even making the class more interactive. Yes, Anita says this vision of the end. Another thing that keeps me going is the regret of missing out on opportunities and waste of resources during the journey. Exactly. Vision of the end. Beautiful. In Kim says, like Anita, there's so many of us, but I just want to break it now. You should not. Please don't do that. Amarachi said, I doubt myself a lot, but I've noticed that whenever I shut it down, I do something, I give it my best and it turns out good. Thank you. I love that part. When you shut it down. You know, I was listening to a podcast some days ago, and it was actually being said in the podcast that your mind is like an agent that works both for you and for your, I don't want to use the devil now, but let me say for your proposition. And this is what I mean. A time comes that you believe so much in terms of, oh, I'm going to get this done. I can do it. I can do it. You know, probably you've also, what also plays down in that regard, also what you listen to, your environment, who speaks to you, who speaks over you, that actually matters too. And let's say probably you spend time in a particular habit, a particular routine that has been able to, kick you off. Now you have the energy to want to get things done. You're so eager and you're so ready to get it done. You're fine. And a time comes that you just don't feel like doing it. Everything just keeps playing in your head. What if it fails? What if it doesn't work? At that moment, that is more like a proposition. It's more like I want to enter your house and I'm knocking. So what you need to do, just like Amarachi said, is you will short it. Because if you let me here, I will sit properly with you and I will give you 1001 reason why it will not work. And that's your thoughts. You and your thoughts. And you could be there for hours that you would have a conference call. You and your thoughts. You and your belief. You and your mind. And that means anything that you would not allow, don't let it come in. That is how I perceive the thoughts in my head. Let me break it down for someone on the call. I see it as somebody knocking my door. Just like when a person wants to enter your house and the person says, come in. My ability to pay attention to it is me saying, come into the thought. So now, this is what I check. Is this something I want to pay attention to? What do I say to it? Come in. Is this something I don't want to pay attention to? What do I say to it like Promise has told us? You shut it. Yes, it happens to everybody. You shut it. So thank you for bringing that out. Yes, Esther Olushe, you're right. Your belief system is responsible for both your actions and your inactions. That's the truth. Somebody says a facilitator must be a daughter of the visionary MGM. Who is MGM? You could just please help me write it out so that I can get what you're saying or who you're speaking to specifically. Oh, thank you so much for Vera. I said one of my best class so far. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. All right, so we're going on the journey. Remember, we started with the G, right? Which talks about you gaining your self awareness. The R talks about you having to reinventing your new skills. And the O, of course, we've been even talking about it already, speaks to overcoming limitations. Overcoming limitations. And having to talk about this, I would say one thing first. When it comes to having to overcome limitation, it comes in two ways. Just like when you have a person, the way you are as a person, you have two legs, right? Yes, you have two legs. You're standing with your right, you're standing with your left. And this is what I want to speak to. When you want to overcome any limitation, two things. You start with yourself, but it doesn't end with yourself. Because most times, this is where we get it twisted and it makes it look like there is no help. This is what makes it look like there is no help. You think I can do it alone. No, you can't do it alone. You would need to leverage support from trusted friends, community, or a mentor or a coach. However, it doesn't also happen only because you have a coach or a mentor or a community or a partner to rely on. The two must work hand in hand. That is why, as a person, you have your two legs to stand on. So I always love to point this out whenever I get feedback from people like I've been trying this, is not working. I've tried to do this, is not working because it will not work. Why? It starts with you first, and that's why we needed to start with the conversation of having to reinvent your mindset to say that what are the things that I believe? Because if you don't even agree within yourself that I can get this done, I can overcome this, the help you are getting, you will not put it to good or judicious use. Do we get it? So I want you to put that together today that when it comes to having to overcome any kind of limitation at all, yeah, any kind, it will definitely start with you knowing fully that yes, I have to stop this or I have to get this done, irrespective of what is happening or depending on the case. It's something you need to stop, or it's something you need to start. You will need to further agree on that from your hand, and at the same time, take it a bit further to say, how do I leverage support from friends, trusted allies, mentors, or coach or a community to get it done? And that's what I want to highlight for someone on this call. Probably you've actually been going through a phase which seems like you're already overwhelmed. If you already believe that, yes, I am overwhelmed and I want to get this done, I'm overwhelmed and I want to stop this, then the next phase you graduate to is to seek support, which is external. So that means whenever you want to overcome any limitation, you will need to leverage both your internal and external support. Let me put it that way, internal and external support. And I want you to please take that alongside with you. Just like the way somebody spoke out right now on the score that, oh, this is what is going on with me. Somebody was able to say, I identify with you. I've been having that issue as well. You know, you could leverage that together to now become a force to say, because I believe I have actually been going through this and I know I have what it takes to get it done, leveraging your own contribution as well, then we're a good force. And that is even how people do business and they bring in business partners. And that is why you get to see business having founders and co-founders. What's the job of a co-founder? A co-founder is somebody that is bringing in their own expertise or their skills or their resources that serves as a leverage for the business. That's it. And that's one thing that I also want you to look at, that beyond applying this as a business tool, you can bring it up to your personal life as well. Yes, you're welcome. I'm seeing someone joining from me now. Yeah, thank you kindly. Akinwati, your processing and storage engineer. That's perfect. Thank you. So the last W we have, we're talking about growth. The G was actually regaining to know yourself, get self-awareness. The R speaks to reinventing your new skills. The O speaks to overcoming limitation. And the W here was actually you working with purpose, working with purpose, working with purpose, working with purpose. And this purpose here is what I would call, what is your why? What is your why? And I want everybody on this call to have that moment of reflection. Check through why you're doing what you're doing. Remember, I talked about it earlier that if you're not careful, if you're probably from this part of the world where your why could be rooted in because you want to prove a point, you might not even know until you have to audit yourself or audit your life to check through and say, what is my why? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Because your why also has a long role to play in having to see you through on that journey. Because you understand that your why is this and this, you will not give up even when it feels like it is hard. Because trust me, there's always a saying that on easy lies the head that wears the crown. So nothing good comes easily. It's normal. Even with childbirth, I don't know if you have mothers on this call, they will tell you that the contraction and everything they could go through to give birth to something that is actually very beautiful, that everybody comes to their house to tell them, wow, congratulations. It doesn't look like it at that time. It doesn't. Okay, so if you want me to recommend a book for personal growth, I would actually recommend the book Hello Tomorrow by Dr. Cindy Trim. Hello Tomorrow by Dr. Cindy Trim. Yes, Hello Tomorrow by Dr. Cindy Trim. The book is actually going to, it's more like you're moving from where you are to where you should be. That's why it is titled Hello Tomorrow. So you're speaking to the version of you that is not yet existing, but it is possible. You're going to be speaking to a version of you that is not yet existing, but it is possible. Okay, so I think I would actually be wrapping up right now. I want to see if we have any question, but I believe that it's been a very worthwhile session. Yes, I could see that from our feedback, and I would also say once again, thank you for being so committed. Thank you. And thank you for not giving up. Don't worry. I can already see you graduating well and finishing strong. That's so true. So you're not going to give up. You have the finisher grace. All right. So if you have any question now, you can bring it on. Any question? Why? If you don't have any question, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you. Thank you to Anita. Thank you, Elizabeth. All right. Think it's safe to hand us over back to the hands of Mr. Femi if we don't have any question. All right. Chidima Roslyn says thank you. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. And let's say a very good thank you to Mr. Femi as well for bringing this together. Because we have a platform called PFA, that's why we're having this conversation. Okay, Michael says you have one question. Please go ahead. How to keep moving as an entrepreneur, even when is that the okay? This is Elizabeth. Thank you, Vera. How to keep moving as an entrepreneur, even when I'm the only one seeing the future. Okay, so this is actually something that happens to, let's say, entrepreneurs, because it is always said that entrepreneurs are people that gets to see what is not possible, but they choose to make it possible. That's it. So when it comes to having to see what seems possible, but people are not saying it, it's normal. It happens. So acknowledge the fact that you're saying well. Then the next thing would now be your ability to rally a troop. What do I mean? Get people that believe in what you are saying. You would always find the funnest thing is you don't need them to validate in terms of, oh, you are doing well, go on. You only need one or two. You might not have more than one person that would actually see what you're saying and say, okay, even if I can't see the full picture, but I believe you. Because sometimes it takes someone that believes you first to join you on having to now believe the vision. So this is it. When it comes to being an entrepreneur at a phase that you are in that seems to be like you're saying things that others might not be saying, at that point, don't try to get everybody to see what you're saying. That's going to be a wrong approach. Not everybody can see it. Try to rally a troop of those that believe in you as a person. So because they believe in you, they are ready to go on that journey with you till they come to that point that they can see it as well. Because it took you on a journey for you to see that. Your explanation will not just get them there at once. But if they believe in you enough, they would be ready to move with you and now start to see what you have seen. Remember, you've seen it first. That's why you're inviting them to join you on that. And they will now begin to see it gradually, but they must believe in you, even if they don't have to believe in what you are saying at that moment. But don't take the approach of looking for who will believe in the vision. No, you don't do that. You might have to stress yourself a lot because not everybody can see the way you see, especially because you are the one saying it. So you're definitely giving them an invitation to come and see what you've seen. And it doesn't happen immediately. It's not something that is instantaneous that they just begin to say, like, oh wow, I see now. No, it's a gradual process, it's a journey, it's a phase. But when you have a team of those that believe in you, it could be a person or two, gradually they start seeing the vision with you. All right, thank you. Yes, being super active last minute. So this is it. It's not something that is necessarily bad, but it could become something that is bad if that is how you get things done. Because that means that you don't have to put a structure in your life that ensures that you get things done systematically. You wait to a point. You know, it happens to us, especially if you're a Nigerian student. Permitting to use that scenario. Yeah, it happens because you are so used to that moment of when they say this and this and this, you're submitting tomorrow and your brain begins to rush. And trust me, because it's a rush hour as well, your brain flows better, you get it done, but that should not be what you rely on as your way of getting things done. Can it happen for you and it is good? Yes. But should it become your way of getting things done by default? No. So ensure that you put order in your life where you can get things done, even if it doesn't mean you have to be under pressure. Because being active last minute is a thing that would sometimes or somehow put you under pressure. That's what I'm speaking to. And you don't have to be under pressure necessarily to get things done. I know that at times you could be under pressure to get some things done, but it's not generally applicable to everything. So that's what I mean. Okay, do we have any other question? Okay, I'm like learning anything that comes my way. I'm just like jack of all trades and master of none. You're really finding it difficult. Okay, so this is what you can actually do for this as well. If you actually get to a point where it seems like you want to get many things done, no, you would not be effective that way. Does that mean you cannot have to do things? Yes, you can. But at the same time, can you define what you want to get done per time and attach why you are getting it done to it? And there might be things you need to get done that could be linked to each other. Let's say probably you want to learn on a particular thing and you realize that learning this is actually a subset under this as well. Do you see it? But focusing yourself on one thing, you could learn Atomic Habits. That's a book that you could read if you've not read it. I know it's something that some person feel like I've read it 5 years ago. No, that's not how you read. You might have read something 10 years ago that you need to go back to again. Do you see? And also, you would need to read a book called Deep Work by Cal Newport. Deep Work by Cal Newport. It's a book that would ensure that you can learn to shift your focus, define your focus, and get things done deeply. Deep Work by Cal Newport. I know that would help you as well. All right, thank you, everyone. I can see that a particular slide is about to come up. I think it's a time for another session or something. So, Mr. Femi, please, if you can hear me, please, are you still with us?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am here. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I can see a lot of questions, you know, in the comment section,
Yes,
and
I've answered the questions already. The ones I can see. Yes, I have.
okay, great, 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 great. Thank you so much, Adekemi, for us sharing, this insight and also making it engaging for us to. Uh, it's really great. Thank you so much for doing this with us, and we are really glad and honored to have you. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. So yeah, you have any concluding words on the section, your advice, and as to our participants as to what we are doing in this program, which is, not just about the program, but about them becoming a professional of repute, of great relevance, and, contributing to the society, right? So yeah, I would like to hear you give your concluding words to our participants. Over.
Okay, all right, all right. Okay, so while you were speaking, I saw Michael's question says, if the workload is much, I get tired quickly, my brain then kicks into overdrive last minute, and then it's been efficient. Is there a plan you can follow? Yeah, there's a plan you can follow. You follow your plan by learning to calendarize your, I don't want to use the word your life, but let me say your life because it's your workload. So that means it's something that pertains to every aspect of your life. Yes, you calendarize. You would have to do what we also call time blocking, having to pick specific time that speaks to what you need to get done at that time, and you block out on every other thing until that task is done. With that, it gives you or it reduces the pressure of having to dive into many things at the same time because things are piling together. Yes. And to speak to everyone, I think I would actually leave you with this particular quote that I love so much. Yes, I love quote. It is actually something that says that you're on a mission, you don't need permission. And this is what it speaks to. You being here is because you believe you have something tangible to contribute to your life, to your community, to the society, and even to the world at large. And you don't need permission means that you don't need any other person or any other voice to validate what you have. What you have is valid, and what you have is already speaking for you. So thank you so much, and definitely I can't wait to get to hear you speak and hear you do something phenomenal. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I had to write that down.
Yes.
I think that summarize. It's really a great quote. You are on a mission, and you need no
You need no
permission.
permission.
So I hope that is well received, guys. So I would also build on that you need no permission to keep going, on your mission, the mission to become to become, a great professional, to deliver impact. You need no permission. You need no permission to manifest your purpose. Yeah, you need no permission. So, and because you need no permission, that's why we are having sections like this, to encourage you, to inspire you, to do, to do the unthinkable, in the positive line, and that's what we're doing. Thank you so much, Adekemi, for those wonderful insights. To our participants. Glad that you were able to join and representing Farmer Samson Uguli. Really
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Honestly, thanks to also to him for for this opportunity. So yeah, we would move to the next section of
All right.
the.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. All right, have a good one. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining in thus far. Now, this is really important information to share with you. I believe that you have been enjoying those program from inception, and honestly, I want to thank every one of you, especially those of you who have been engaging on the call, who have been joining consistently. As I said, we have close to 2,600 registrants. And yes, we do. And um, I want to thank those who are actively engaging. I also want to thank especially those of you who who deem it fit, sharing your experience, the impact of this program, on your socials to the world, your reflections, and those of you who have also coming into my DM or some other of my team, that sharing your experience with us. I mean, it's encouraging. I want you to know that, and for me, it makes me happy, right? It makes me happy that we are doing something that that is important to you and that you find valuable. So let us keep it going. And yeah, like I said, we've come to the last week of the virtual masterclass. And I believe that you have been enjoying from the technical to, so we still have lots more. Tomorrow we have Dr. Joseph Miango. He's going to be talking about data science in agriculture. He's a senior colleague and he's also a mentor of mine. Yeah, so he's somebody I work closely with. Yeah, so he's also a senior lecturer at Upper Adams University. That's the foremost agricultural university in the UK, and you can take that to the bank. So imagine us having somebody like that. Not only that, we are going to be having Tolu Aina. Tolu Aina work. As an astute business and innovation manager. So you don't want to. We still have a lot in store for you this week. And Mary's class this morning, we would communicate a very suitable time. It's even going to be more elaborate. She has mentioned that she's going to be bringing some more other innovators, that will be sharing with us on a section again. So please watch out as we share the date soon. And again, we're going to be having some entrepreneurs and innovators again. This time around, not PhDs and all that, but these are working real in the field, so they will be able to share their experience. You would be asking them questions around how they navigated, what are they doing, how whatever questions you have. I think it's an opportunity and you can connect with them afterward. So lots more is still in stock. So don't be tired. And don't be tired. We have, yeah, this is the on-site training that we've been waiting for or talking about. Yeah. So this is what we have for you for the on-site training section. That's going to be happening in 3 locations. One in Futmina, Funab, and River State University. So these are the criteria. So these are the criteria that we'll be judging you based on. For, as I said, it's really a tight and limited slot. So I hope that you are going to put your best foot forward, or perhaps your record will speak for you. Yeah, we are looking at all of the participants, at least those who are active, and we would be happy to have you. So Joseph would be, or any of the team members will be sharing in the application link for this particularly. This is where you are going to be proving to us that you have attended minimum of 85% of the attendance of the virtual master classes. You also be proving to us that you have diligently taken all of the independent learning modules with certifications and evidence to them, as they are important. You are going to be showing us that you are ready to leverage and apply, maximize the knowledge and the skills that you have gotten and you will still be getting in the court. Okay. And there is also a non-refundable commitment fee for those who are in Nigeria that you are going to be paying. This is a commitment fee. It's nothing close to the value of our time, of the resource and all that, our opportunities that comes after this training. Please, it's a commitment fee and it is a criteria. Yeah, you also have to choose one out of the three host universities that we have. First, we are going to be starting with FUNAB. I can assure you of that. So next week, 25th to 29th, FUNAB is ready for us. So if you are in FUNAB, please put in your application and be ready next week, 25th to 29th, 5 days. Will be an intensive on-site training section. You would get to meet the flying farmer. You get to meet my team, fellow instructors, taking you through drone technology, IoT, mapping and all those things that we've talked about, artificial intelligence. Yes, we will be doing that. And after, we would be going to Fort Mina and River State University. So if you are, whatever location is close to you, please sort of choose one of these location and we'll be coming to you. So we hope that this on-site will end between the last week of August to the second or third week, of September. So we'll be wrapping this up. As I said, there's a limited slot available. Please, and as I state, we do not have accommodation provided for participants. So this is why we are coming to a location very close to you. So whatever, if you want to, sort your accommodation, and we advise you to do that ahead of time. There are hotels around, or you have relatives, you have friends in the school, that can accommodate you for these 5 working days. Please do well to reach out to them. We hope that we can be able to get better sponsorship or more funds to sort of avail you with more of this opportunity that makes it, the opportunity more easily accessible to you. So yeah, that's what we have. So yeah, I think that's the information I want to pass across, and I hope that you maximize this opportunity. So after this, okay, let me check if you have questions. I think there will be a vetting process for those that make it for the on-site. Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure. Godwin Solomon. Yes, there is a vetting process. That's why I said we know everyone. So if you're applying and we don't know you, it means that you are not you are not vettable, if I would say. So we definitely have vetting process. So, and the vetting process means that if one way or the other we would know you. So if you have been engaging on the comment section, sharing and doing what we have, sort of stipulated, not compulsorily before, but as a as a means of activity in the program, you definitely be known. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, drag with me. Thank you so much. It's good to have you. Yeah, lots from Agronomy Club. Hi guys. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that I can be able to have some of you join the on-site. Hmm. Is there no way? Okay, somebody's asking. At the Bola, okay. Is there no way around the accommodation? Yeah, there is. We can recommend to you. There are hotels. I think they are cheap, even for. You just have to sort of write to us and let us know where you are going to be joining, so we can advise. Maybe you want to pick up a hotel accommodation with your friends or other fellows, as allowed, or you have other means, people around that you can be with. I mean, it's over to you, right? And I believe that you can be able to sort that out. Okay, 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 okay. We can help. I mean, what I mean is we can help you when you make inquiry, maybe with some. We can be able to do that. At least we'll do our best. But currently, our budget or our process does not sort of allow, for provision of accommodation that we are so proud of. So yeah, please. All right. I want to also check. Oh, Okay, Isaac's okay. Aisha said, I started out late and missed some classes, but I'm still going through the record section. Very good. Okay, I think that helps. I think that helps. Is there, yes, this is a good question. They said, is there a certificate for virtual classes? Yes, yes, there is a certificate for virtual masterclass attendance or completion. So you have to prove that with your attendance. You have to prove that with the independent learning. Yeah, most importantly, and there is no any fee attached to that, or as a non-refundable or commitment fee. No. So yeah, I also want to. Is there any other question I would like to? If you know. Oh, yeah. FUNAP students are currently on holiday, but I think they will be resuming back very soon. Yeah, they are on holiday. Maybe it makes it good for you. Oh, yeah. So please reach out to them. I believe that they will be happy to help. Yeah, Godwin, you have a question? Please ask your question. Yes, you can also mark the attendance. You just have to reach out to my colleagues, okay, or write us an email at PAIP at precisionfieldacademy.com. So, or you can write to info at precisionfieldacademy.com. So that would be, yeah, we can be able to help with that. All right. Okay. I said, mm-hmm. All right. So if you find that it's the commitment fee, it's a commitment fee. Okay. You find it that it's difficult for you. Well, I would say that you should you should write. Yeah, I would say you should write. And if the program um, administrator can be able to accommodate you. Okay, so don't give up, right? So what's more important for us is you learning. It's not your money, honestly. So write, make your case, and let us have your case so that we can be able to treat it case by case. So we know that there might be some people. So write to us, and we can be able to see what we might be able to do for you. All right. What other questions do we have before we wrap up? Before we wrap up. Okay, so for those Abdul Bash, is it okay? Bashir is asking, for those that are yet to complete the independent course, is there any chance to do so before the closure? Oh, yeah, sure, sure. Please give it your best. Give it your best. So the application is going to be, I mean, the link is going to be up latest by tomorrow, and it's good. It's not going to close on the same day, so you are still going to have some bit of time. I mean, we're going to communicate the deadline, most likely based on location, but we would consider Southwest. I mean, that FUNAP, very, very crucial right now because that will be our first location. And trust me, I think I haven't even said 40% of what you should expect. Yeah, I can tell you that. I think I haven't said 40% of what you should expect. It's going to be mind blowing. Yeah, it's going to be mind blowing. And after this program, we mentioned on the website what, apart from certificate, globally recognized, endorsed, globally or global organization endorsed certificates that you are going to be having. Um, we This is a part to we mentioned ambassadorship if you're still a student, and internship opportunity with integrated area precision. So yeah, that's we are looking forward to those who like I said, who can be able to make the best use of this opportunity. Okay, Amarachi, I don't know if it's just me. Uh, oh, okay, Amarachi, I would say you should write to the admin, some of the admin on the group, or if you're on the WhatsApp group, please do that. Yes, you can write to us by email or on the WhatsApp group. Will I fly during the training? Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I was a biochemist and actor. Okay, let me just put this on the screen. So that's a biochemist, a writer, an actor, and a videographer and entrepreneur. I find doing things easy, even if it is not my field, but get confused with what to base on, what your advice to keep me aligned. I would say no pressure. Okay, no pressure. People can be multi-talented, and there's nothing wrong with that. You are normal. In fact, you are extraordinary. But what I would say is, as you go on with this, I mean, with all of this, try to pay attention to. You will see cues of how to combine all of these into sort of one, or into um you would either opportunities how opportunities are coming to you, sooner or later you would be able to define your part. But your part necessarily doesn't mean you shedding or your talent away. No, your talent is your talent, so you might find it useful as you journey along your career path. So but I know that as you journey opportunities, your passion, how you interact, you begin to define, what you should focus on, or what you begin to invest your time into. Yeah, so there's no pressure, just especially if you are still young. So it's sometimes I even tell my mentees that this is the best time for you to experiment wisely. This is the best time to fail. This is the best time to know what works and what does not work. You can be able to talk from experience. You can be able to talk from hindsight, and give wisdom, or and tread carefully as you proceed in future. So yeah, that would be my response to you. Mm, all right, guys. I would think. Yeah, I know. Some of you had 50,000 naira commitment. I mean, if you if you value the knowledge and skill, I believe that you will have something to give. It's just a principle. Um, okay, and do I have any other question? Okay, let me put up the email that you can write to, and that is it. Moving on the screen, PIP at precisionfeedacademy.com for inquiries or complaint. You can do that. Okay. So once again, thank you all for joining in. Yeah, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Don't miss it. Yeah, please don't miss it. Thank you. Yeah, it's okay to connect with them on LinkedIn. Godwin, yeah, you asked if it is okay to communicate with our speaker. And if it's okay, please, I would love to have, you can check their names on LinkedIn and connect with them. Yeah, that's what I would say. I am working, but uh, okay. I hope. All right, all right, all right, all right. I hope we see you in Rivers in these locations. So have a great one, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.